So today we're still talking about the volume of rectangular prisms. So we're still discussing volume of rectangular prisms. Now yesterday we introduced this and we used a formula all day yesterday. Does anyone remember the formula from yesterday for volume that we used? Peyton? V equals length times width times height. Okay. Now that's the one that we use. Or I also gave you another one. I said this is the one you're going to use in 8th grade. Does anyone remember what that formula looked like, Keegan? B equals BH, but we use that capital B for our base. Now B still stands for base, but when it's a capital B, what is it talking about on the base? The area. So this big B actually stands for the area of the base. Okay. Now today we're actually going to get to use both formulas. Alright? And now I told you this you would use in the 7th grade. You will. But I'm going to show you how you could use it with some rectangular prisms. Alright? So let's look at this first problem. It shows me on the bottom, what does it say? It says 56 inches squared. Guys, does it say that on one of the lines? No, it says it in the box. Because that bottom box, I'm going to just kind of shade it in. This bottom box, don't shade it too darkly or you can't see the number, guys. That bottom box is 56 inches squared. When did I use the word squared? When have I used that before? When have I put that to?
At the end of your
When did I use this to with my measurement? RJ? Okay, what were you talking about with this? What about a parallelogram? Remember?
You were going to use it with the answer of the parallelogram.
What answer? What type of answer? What are you finding when you have the 2, Gabriella? The area. We use a 2 when we're talking about area, right? And then we use a 3 for volume. So guys, because this says 56 inches squared, this base, this pink part that I colored, that 56 inches squared is the area of the base. So do I need to use LWH? No, for this problem, since it has that inches squared, I'm going to use V equals capital B H. Because this time it gave me the area in there with the inches squared. So, what did we just say was our base? What did we color in? 56. And how tall is that prism? 6 inches. Okay. So now we're just going to type that into our calculator. When I type that into the calculator, what is it going to give me? Braden? 336. We're still going to put inches. Now I know this said inches squared, but then we multiplied it by 6 more inches because volume needs to be cubed. That's still going to be cubed with a 3. Okay. All right, for number 2, am I going to use LWH or capital BH? RJ? Capital BH, because it tells me what is the area here? 72 inches squared. So I'm going to shade that in because that's going to be my base. I'm going to say V equals big B, capital BH. And my capital B, my base measurement is 72, and the height is 9. So when I multiply that, what's that going to give me? Easton? 648 inches cubed. Okay. All right, what about on number 3? Does it give me anything squared here? No. So for number 3, can I use big B? No, we're going to have to go back to B equals LWH. So I'm going to pause here. Do y'all see why I do not want to use the big B? 1, 2, 3. I have 3 numbers, right? Did any of these say meters squared? No, and all of these are on the edge. None of those are in my square. Okay. All right, so we need to pick a length and a width. What are 2 numbers here that could be a length and a width? Noah?
6 and 6.
6. So if I look at this 6 on the bottom, and then this 6 on the bottom, will those connect? Yeah, so since they connect, that's what I'm going to shade in. And that's going to be my length, 6, and my width, 6. So what's my height got to be, Noah? 5. Okay. So when I multiply that out, what are we going to get, Braden?
180.
180. What needs to go with that?
M and 3.
M and 3 meters cubed. Okay. All right, we're going to do 4, 5, and 6 together, and then that'll leave you with 9 on this side, and then we're going to look at another sheet to make sure we understand what to do. All right, for number 4, what formula will I want to use here? LWH or capital BH? RJ? LWH. So V equals length, width, and height. All right, Jakaria, what are 2 numbers that will make a rectangle on this one?
9 and 7.
Okay, so 9 will connect to the 7. Could I have done 7 and 5? Yeah, so we could do 7 and 5 because those will make this front rectangle. The base doesn't have to be on the bottom. In this case, it can be. Could I have done 9 and 5? No, because those 2 do not touch. All right. So Jakaria picked 9 and 7. So my height here is 5. All right, and when we multiply that, what's that going to give me, Jakaria? I'm sorry, Julia? 315 feet cubed. Said perfectly. Thank you. All right, number 5, Morgan, which formula do I want to use? LWH or capital BH? Capital BH, because if you look in here, it says 48 centimeters squared. Now, do y'all see my mistake here? Can my height be squared? No, so if you'll just mark that 2 out. That was a really bad mistake. All right, so we're going to do V equals capital BH. All right, so Morgan, what's my base area? 48, and my height is 8. So when I multiply those, what are we going to get, Carrie? 384 centimeters cubed. Okay. All right, for number 6, I also made a mistake on number 6. These are the only 2 I messed up. But does anyone see my mistake on number 6?
There needs to be a 2.
Yeah. So I put 63 is inside the box, but it only says 63 millimeters. For that to be area, it has to have a 2. So that should have been squared. All right, so we're going to use V equals VH, capital BH. All right, and now that I put that 2 there, what is my area? 63, and my height? 7. Okay, and what do we get, Braden?
441 millimeters.
All right, so I want us to pause this part, all right, because these are pretty, y'all seem to be doing these really, really well, all right? So I want us to look at the other part of your homework, okay? I gave you another worksheet that kind of looks like that. It's this side. I want you to flip it over onto the back where you have all these shapes. All right, on the back, none of these tell you the area. On the back, every single problem is going to V equals LWH on all of these. All right. Now you'll notice if you look at number 1 and number 2 and number 3, does that have just 3 numbers?
No.
No, it has a bunch of numbers. So this is going to be a little challenging, but you can do it. So on number 1, number 1's a little different because they're all the same number. But which 2's will make a rectangle? Which of my 2's will make a rectangle? Peyton, can you come point them out on the screen? Just point it out for me. Okay, so we're using this 2. So let me color that one in, and then what's the other 2? Okay, so do y'all, this one right here?
Yes.
Okay, so do y'all agree those 2's will meet up? Okay, and when they meet up, they're going to end up forming this rectangle right here. So I'm going to kind of just keep going around that box, and then I'm going to shade it in. Okay, not perfect, but that's okay. Okay. Y'all see how we did? We just went around that box right there. Now, were those the only ones that I could have picked? No, just make sure you choose two that match. All right. I need to make sure I don't use the extra ones, okay? So, for example, this 2 is going in this direction. This 2 is also going in that direction, isn't it? So that means that one up here is extra. This 2 is going in this direction, right? This 2 is going in the same, so that one's extra. All right. This 2 is going up and down. Is it going in the same direction as either one of those? No, because it's my height. All right. So let's write our formula. V equals LWH. All right. So my length and width are going to be 2 and 2. And my height is going to be 2. Make sure you multiply, don't add. So we get 8 meters cubed. Yeah, be careful with that. All right, we're going to do one more of these, number 2, just make sure we're on the same page. Number 2, tell me 2 numbers that will make a rectangle. 2 numbers that will make a rectangle. Carrie?
4 and 11.
Okay, so I've got a 4 right here. Are you talking about the 11 down here?
Up there.
Up there. So I can't use this 11 because it's not with the 4. So we have to use the 11 right here. And those will end up coloring in that top rectangle. So do I need the 11 that was down here at the bottom?
No.
So I can mark it out. Okay. So V equals LWH. And guys, on this problem, I couldn't color that bottom rectangle because it doesn't have 2 numbers on it. Okay. All right, so Carrie, what did you pick for your length and width?
4 and 11.
4 and 11. And what's my height going to be?
19.
19. Do I need both of them?
No.
No, so just mark one of them out. We don't need it. Okay, so when we multiply those, what are we going to get here? Braden?
836 inches.
Okay. All right, so that leaves you with 10 problems to finish on here, and you have 9 problems to finish on the first sheet. All right, for right now, guys, my advanced class, they're having to do this side. My advanced class is doing the even problems on this side for extra practice. For my regular classes, do not do. Okay, so you do not have to do that side. Okay. Right now. If we talk, or if we can't find something to do if we finish early, then we'll add that extra side on. All right, so if you finish early, find something to do on your own, or just try practicing on those, okay? If you have questions while you're working on these, please ask me. I'm going to put your homework grades in the computer, and then be ready to help you if you need.